And welcome to the Bullet Hole Podcast. I'm Lyle Cadell, Media Manager here at the Bullet Hole. Of course, we're always powered up by custom-built firearms manufacturing, based right here at the Bullet Hole. And if you want to come check out our ARs, make sure you... Right now, I think we got some, or should be having some. I know Greg's building over in the other rooms, so we've been stuffing them out the door and everything else. So check out Custom Built Firearms on Facebook and Instagram. So today we're so glad to have Abby with us.
Thank
you do go by Abby, right?
Yep.
Okay. Abby Epps, and she's actually kind of part of the Bullet Hole family and growing from more and more. But we wanted to sit down with her too and just kind of talk and hey, check out life and see where. I know you have a very entrepreneurial background, so why don't we start there? What did you start at? Did you start out in guns and all that business, or did you start out someplace else?
No.
There you go.
No, not at all. And it was never in my family, and so this is all new for me.
Yeah.
These past 2-3 years, I've just kind of gotten into hunting.
Cool.
And I was introduced to guns, but just, about a couple months ago, I'm like, I want to start over from square one and learn all the safety fundamentals. I had a gun, but there's no way I would carry it. And I was pretty scared of it, but I had one. And so just made no sense. And I've been kind of indoctrinating myself here at the Bullet. And, I'm packing now. I feel very safe. I feel so comfortable.
Good.
And I'm passionate about it that we get to that point. So
now you do have a background. She has a healthy background. As you can see, I have an unhealthy background if you're watching this. But you do some stuff within keto.
The health, the community, yeah.
Tell us just a little bit about that.
Yeah.
I might need to learn.
Well, I was in competitive bodybuilding. I actually took Miss Kansas figure, and I was just really intrigued by the body and manipulation through diet, workouts, things like that. And so I had built training programs and was personal trainer, was an online sports performance nutritionist. I played college basketball, so just anything that keeps me at that optimal level. And so I was in that realm just kind of functioning, and I had a mentor call me, and he said, hey, what do you know about ketones and ketosis? And I said just that I don't do that because I eat carbs. I'm a carboholic, and that's how I grow, that's how I cut, all these things. And he was like, well, what if I could give you a drink that put you in the state of ketosis without having to deprive yourself and do the ketogenic diet? And I said, sounds like snake oil. So, but I respected the person, and I was on a plane in about 48 hours going down to Balboa Resort in California, walked into a room where a couple multimillionaires were sitting, some researchers, and it was so weird. And I was like, how did I get here?
Wow.
And from there, we bought the patent from the University of South Florida, and we brought to market the first therapeutic ketones 5 years ago. So now it's worldwide, and it's been a huge journey ever since.
So fitness, kind of the fitness aspect of life has been really important. And now to fit that into, now did you get into hunting first?
Yeah. I'm a bow hunter. So I got my first little button buck last fall.
Awesome.
Flew out to Kentucky, and I had a friend who said, come out here, I'll put you on something. You'll get you a shot. And took my shot and got it.
So what kind of bow do you have?
It's a crossbow. It's a bear.
Yeah. Great company.
Yeah, it's been
awesome.
fun.
No. Did you get one this year?
No, I got my button buck this year.
Oh, this year. Yeah. We were speaking in early 2021, so it would have been this last season.
I just shot for a while. I set out in the cold one day and saw nothing my first year, and this past year I was like, I got to get something. I'll travel to get it. I got to get something. Yeah. So it was awesome.
Absolutely. I've had the privilege of growing up in a hunter's house. Okay. I'm 45 now, and so Dad grew us up that way. So
it's a world.
It is.
And my family, they're looking at me like, what has gotten into you? And I was like, COVID, like I'm bored.
Yeah.
I'm going to start playing the guitar. I'm going to hunt. I'm going to shoot guns. Like I just got to do something new, you know?
Well, and bow hunting's addictive.
It is.
I mean, it really is.
Yes.
If you're if you're an adrenaline junkie,
I am.
it's addictive. Yeah. And so is rifle hunting too.
Yeah.
I mean, for that matter. But, so then you moved from bow hunting and then into handguns, long guns. What?
Handguns. Haven't done the long guns yet.
Okay.
And that was another thing. I said I just want to hunt with my bow and get really good with that, and then I'll implement, the long guns. So, but I'm putting handguns in right now. So it's a process.
Cool. So, what was your first handgun that you ever had?
Walther.
Okay.
9mm.
Little PPQ.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Great trigger. Mm-hmm. Excellent trigger.
Yep.
No. So as a female, I mean, coming into this world, I guess, which is, I mean, it's the fastest growing portion of the firearms community.
Yeah.
I believe about 30% now, which is awesome. I think it's incredible. My wife is one of those ladies.
Yeah.
She carries herself. So, what was that like? I mean, as you kind of came into what has always kind of been a man's world, if you will.
I think I went through a divorce 4 years ago, and I have had some scary situations in my life. I have had some stalkers.
Oh my!
I have been stripped of that, just that freedom, that liberty, where all of a sudden you're looking over your shoulder everywhere you go. I remember one time I went to a police officer because I was being watched, and I was being left notes that I was watched, and he was terrorizing my life. And I was in Oklahoma, and they said, well, there's nothing we can do until something happens. And I was like, what? And I lived in that anxiety and fear for quite a while till it just stopped. And they told me to get a little butterfly knife. I didn't even know how to use it. And now that we're like 8 years later, I'm like, what? So if I would have known, then what I know now.
Yeah.
So with a few of those experiences, and I think I have a daughter, she's 8 years old, just having that confidence in my home that if something ever happened, I can,
take care of yourself,
give it my best shot. And it's a very empowering feeling. And so the whole hunting, the handguns, all of it is, I'm no feminist, but
sure.
I do enjoy all of it, and it's been really fun. So I think we can do that too.
Well, we'll take a break and we'll come back and just delve more into that, just in your personal experiences and feelings about safety and personal safety. I think that's something that that ladies like to hear and talk about. So we'll be back right after this. Welcome back to the Bullet Hole Podcast. I'm Lyle Cadell here with Abby Epps, and we talked in the first segment just a little bit about your background and stuff, and learned a little bit about your family too, and your daughter, and how you came to get into the firearms community and stuff. And I think I've heard this from several ladies, even that I've interviewed, had the privilege of interviewing, just a safety factor in feeling. That being the impetus as to why they even touched a gun or why they got into it is I wanted to feel safe. And I know for some people in our family, that was because of coming out of work late at night, things like that made some folks feel very, vulnerable. That was when they said, yeah, I'm ready to make that step. And that's a big step. I mean, especially, was that a big step for you to actually take it? I've got a gun, and this can hurt someone.
Right.
Did you go through that mental process?
It's funny because I bought the gun. I went to a range and shot the gun, and then I wouldn't touch it because I didn't trust. I mean, I would only do it like that. And it would go back in a safe at home.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of how I functioned with my own gun for about a year and a half. And then my sister had told me about the bullet hole and the courses here and stuff. And I was like, yeah, I should do that.
Yeah.
And so, I remember walking in that first night. I was nervous. I remember seeing other women sitting there. They looked nervous.
Yeah.
And, after one class,
Who did you take your first class with?
My first class was with Luke.
Oh, Burkholder. Yeah.
Burkholder.
Yeah.
And then from there, I took Brian Holmes gave me some private lessons.
Yeah. Great.
Which was, it was unbelievable. And then I've taken Pistol 2 with Greg Langer. Is that, yeah.
Yeah.
And so, it's just kind of stoked a passion in me, like from where I've come from here to there and how good I feel now. I want other women to go through that. And so I'm going to work on getting my certification and just kind of going down this road because I think everybody should go through this.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's, and of course, go through your concealed carry course and stuff. I assume.
That.
Oh, you did already?
Yep,
got that done? No, it is, and even for a guy, I mean, I've been around guns since I was about stinking grasshopper, type of thing. But, when I started going to classes years ago, I mean, it was the same thing. You walking in, looking around, going, hi.
Yeah.
Yeah. With a bunch of strangers. But, and interesting part about it was the firearms community is very friendly.
Yes. So welcoming.
Yeah. People think, people that have guns, they're mean and whatever. Nah, I don't run into those folks.
No.
It's genuinely people who, like yourself, you care about your safety and you care about your family and those, we're responsible folks.
Yep.
And, there's some idiots out there.
Yeah.
There's idiots everywhere, and everything. But now, what have you, now as you've gone, you've learned, one thing to another, what have you learned about your gun? I mean, have you gotten more comfortable with it? And
oh, yeah.
What kind of stuff have you learned there?
Well, when I first got my gun, I wouldn't even put the magazine in it.
Yeah.
And it was in the safe.
Yeah.
And so when I went to the gun range, the magazine didn't go in until I got to the gun range.
Yeah.
And, now I keep it in there. It's ready to go. Just even, trigger awareness and muzzle awareness. Like I've gone into the gun range a couple times now and I'm looking at grown men going,
Yeah.
And you start learning these safety mechanics and you want to share them with everyone because you want everyone to feel knowledgeable and safe about it. But I'm not scared of my gun anymore.
Good.
And I've had really good talks with my daughter. And I think that's probably a huge reason why women and people don't carry guns in their home.
What would you say to a parent listening right now? Hey, I've got an 8-year-old that's, inquisitive. What would you say as a parent saying how to handle that gun within the home?
Yeah, well, I'd want to be careful with that just because I know my daughter and I know her personality. It could be different than a middle school boy. But she knows what purse is my carrying purse. I've got 2 of them. She knows which ones they are. I've let the magazine out of it. I've let her touch it. I don't want her to be taboo or it to be, oh my gosh, mom's, we're taking the shock value out of it. We've talked about the accidents that can happen, but also as I've gone through this, I'm developing safety habits and implementing my own habits. So like when I walk in the house, I don't put my purse down. I go straight up to my bedroom. The gun goes in there where I would need it at night if anything happened. Yeah. Haven't gotten to a place where I'm carrying one by my bedside and everywhere like some of these guys are. But for what I think I'm just setting healthy routines and habits up where there is any accidents are human error. And so where it wouldn't be a human error.
Awesome. No, that's really good to be able to set your daughter up for success, really.
Mm-hmm.
And so many times we let video games or something else set our kids up for interaction with a gun.
That's right. That's right. Yeah,
So
what happens if my house gets broken into and I don't have anything? Why? Because I was scared of harm, but not.
Yeah.
So.
No. So in the future, you're seeing yourself getting into the instruction field maybe, or?
Absolutely.
Awesome.
Yeah, I'm an entrepreneur. Whatever I find that I like and I want to do, I just go for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Follow your passion.
Awesome. And the hunting thing, gonna stick in there?
Oh yeah. I need to make some more contacts out there with people who have land in Kansas.
Yeah.
Because last year I flew out to Texas and Kentucky. So just if you got some land and you don't mind me shooting a buck, let me know.
Yeah. By the way, how can folks follow you on the gram, Facebook, all that type of thing?
Yeah, my IG handle is Abby K Life, ABBY, and on Facebook it's Abby Epps, and YouTube Abby K Life. Got a lot of workout videos, fitness recipes, things like that.
Yeah.
So
maybe some gun stuff coming up.
Oh, it's coming. Yeah, there's been a couple things. Yeah.
So if we were, just thinking now, and hey, you're, like I said, your mom, and you want to set and first of all, you're a lady. You wanted to set a lady up for success coming into the bullet hole. What would you say first thing to her? As just a kind of piece of advice. Don't be afraid, or what? What would be the first thing that you would say to them?
I think come as you are. I think a lot of girls think they have to go out and buy a gun, and that's anxiety. You don't know. You need to learn the right questions to ask and what you want that gun for before you ever walk into a place to actually buy a gun. So come as you are, and just your body will start relaxing. We were in a class last night. I'm shadowing right now, and I watched a woman just go from being so tight in her body and scared to, as Greg, one of the instructors, was working with her, those first couple shots, it's just like you could just feel the anxiety and the turmoil. And slowly you could just see her confidence building up, and you could see her getting used to the sounds and more comfortable with picking up the gun.
Awesome.
And it's beautiful. It's beautiful to see that confidence being built. So just come. And I think that at least here at the Bullet Hole in the classes I've taken, it'll take care of you. You don't have to,
Good deal. And you have a Walther PPQ. Are you thinking of some other guns maybe?
Yeah. Lots of them.
Lots of them. Okay.
I see what you guys are spending your money on. Y'all thought our shoe problem and purse problem was bad. Y'all have been hiding your stuff in a world, and I know. I'm looking at the CZ10.
P10C.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a great gun. It's a great gun. And then there's the P10S, which is the smaller compact size too.
Yeah.
Depends on the hands, all that type of thing.
And my finger is a little bit long, I think, on my Walther. So yeah.
And that's the interesting. I literally have smaller, or I say smaller. My finger's not as long as my wife's actually, and she's way shorter than I am. Just the way our bodies are all built. We're all built differently. And when people come in, sometimes the gun community tends to say, well, you need to buy this. This is what you need to buy.
Yeah.
Well, that's not what fits my hand or what I do well with.
Yeah.
And we learn that sometimes those are $600 mistakes.
Yeah, absolutely. I think, the other thing that I initially thought is I also had a little Remington pistol. I'm like, whatever is smallest, that's what I'll carry.
Yeah.
And as I've gone through this process, my mindset's shifted. No, I'm not going to carry whatever is smallest. I'm going to carry whatever I can be most accurate with. Yeah. And so, I love the Walther. It's a good size gun. I may still carry it, but I'm going to start practicing precision shooting, with something that fits my hand better. And then
that's where my wife was at. She started out with an M&P full size from Smith & Wesson, and to this day loves that gun. But of course, it's too large. I mean, it's a full size like Glock 17, you know. And she's a little 5'3" lady, you know. She's not gonna be,
yeah,
you know,
right,
you know,
yeah,
hawking this out of her. And so she had to do some shopping.
yeah,
and she landed on a Smith & Wesson Shield. That was what, you know, and she would tell you to this day, if she had her pick, that what she would go to the range with is a full size, you know, Smith & Wesson. But
and that's the other thing. You come into the bullet hole, they'll let you rent different guns. I wish I would have done that, because you want to feel different guns. And my first buy, it was like, yes, I was feeling it, but I had no idea when I was sitting there in the store what it would, you know. So I would say come through the classes. I think even getting your, you know, Pistol 1 workshop and your conceal and carry without even a gun is not a horrible idea.
Yeah.
You're going to know.
We have a huge rental, you know, library over there. And so, I mean, you can get anything from a 1911 to a revolver to, you know, Springfield, Smith, Glock, you know, CZ, you know, anything you want to try before you buy.
That's right.
And I always liken it to a car. You know, you don't normally walk into a dealership and say, "Yep, that one right there," without even taking a test drive.
That's right. Yeah.
So you know, it's a big expenditure. I mean, but the Walther PPQ, I do like the Walther PPQ.
It's
so
nice.
it's a good. The triggers on them are phenomenal, and so, and their ergonomics are really nice too. But again, not everybody's hand's gonna fit a Walther PPQ. So,
well, when you're a hobbyist, you buy things.
Yeah,
so.
But and I went through a lot of different guns in my lifetime, and still have some, you know, or not some, several. Anyhow, I'm the purse guy.
I'm like, the other day, I want this new gun. And I'm like, all right, I'm going to sell some Lululemons or some Gucci shoes. And that's going to, if I want it, that's going to be my gun money. So you got to trade one thing for another sometimes.
That's something that people don't really take into account, too. They look at our 1911s, for instance, you know, whether it be a Dan Wesson or a, you know, we are a Nighthawk dealer, and Nighthawks are not cheap. They're one gunsmith, and Nighthawks are incredible pieces of machinery, and so are Dan Wessons. But they come with a price tag. But if you got some safe queens laying around or whatever, there's a lot of different things that we have that we can sell, and you can trade up. And maybe you got something you want to trade up with. We can do that here at the Bullet Hole, But no, I mean, getting the right gun is very, very important, and especially if you're going to carry it.
That's right.
I mean, it's and being comfortable with it.
Yeah.
You know, otherwise, you know.
I told you my dad's a pastor. My parents had a moment of pride. Like I said, they never were around this world. But I looked at my mom at church on Sunday, and she looked at me and she was like, "Are you carrying?" And I said, "I am." And, you know, my dad's a pastor. And she looked at him and she looked at me and she's like, "I feel really good about this." She's like, "I'm really glad."
That's cool.
Yeah. So.
That's cool. No, I personally, to share a little bit about my faith, I've actually been in ministry for 25 years almost. So, still am a worship leader, and on this, I do this full time, but on the side I do that. But no, we have a security team in our church, and I'm part of that. And so, I mean, you in the day in which we live, it's horrible that we have to think about that.
Yeah.
You know, in a church, but we've seen, you know, two times down in Texas, 3, maybe even 4. Now that I'm thinking about it.
Yeah.
Even in small towns.
Yeah.
You know, I can't remember the one town down there where the little Baptist church, the guy came in, shot the place up, and then the guy came out with his AR from across the street.
Yeah.
But you know, it's our day and age.
That's right.
And then you live in an urban environment here, you know, in the Kansas City metro. We don't know what's going to happen around the corner. And there's predators everywhere, you know, and different things. So, there's a sense of empowerment, but at the same time, not not a sense. I don't think you would say. Would you say of like egotistical, arrogance?
No.
Just an empowerment.
Yeah, and I just, who knows where times are heading right now with
Yeah.
the kind of political temperature.
Yeah.
I know even as a Christian woman, I've felt just a little bit more persecution in my own faith lately.
Yeah.
I think fear, there is a healthy thing if it gives you the sense to prepare. You don't want to live in fear. You don't ever want to
Absolutely.
be a victim, but just playing out those scenarios and being equipped with the tool that you have, I think that's healthy. So
Great words and great wisdom. The tool that you have. I mean, if you're watching this or listening, however it is, guns are, and I have some guns that were handed down to me because my grandpa was a gunsmith, and so they were literally, one was actually done for me, specifically by him. But, and those are special things that I don't shoot even anymore. But the others are tools.
yeah.
Yeah, they're tools, and they need to, just like a hammer or anything else. I mean, they need to fit the bill, but to be prepared with our tools and be ready at all times. It's awesome to see, ladies like yourself, taking that on and going through the processes of thinking through it.
Yeah.
And then now you're going whole hog, full bore. Hey, man.
Yeah.
Let's jump off the cliff and dive in the water.
If I like it, all the other women are going to like it. That's all just let's get them in here.
Yeah,
So.
Absolutely. So there may be some classes coming up here, and if you wanted to learn about our classes, go to our website is one place. Down at the bottom, all the way down the bottom, you can click on a link that says training and classes. Go there. The full calendar, go to our Facebook page, to our events, and check those out as well. If you're on Instagram, go to the Book Now tab on our profile, click on that, and that'll take you. And then on our MeWe, we're on MeWe. We'll list some of that. You can also, I'm trying to think, that we're on all these different platforms. We're getting into Odyssey, Rumble, and Gab, and some. You might find us in other places.
Shocking! You're backing up.
Yeah, we are. You got to do that, Fortunately, here with the podcast, a lot of safety, I think. But as
the
far
most
as
safe platform, for sure.
Yeah. So if you're listening, we're on Spotify, we're on Google Podcasts, we're on Apple. We're on like 9 different platforms on the podcast side. So whatever your favorite platform is to use, and stick the old earbuds in, and or if you're driving safely down the road, okay, y'all, don't be poking around on the phone. We're all guilty of it though. But look us up. Bullet Hole KC is how you'll find most of it, through YouTube or any of the other platforms. But and then yours is Abby
K
Life.
That's right.
On the gram. Are you on any of the other platforms now?
Facebook. I'm on TikTok.
I mean, as far as the newer stuff.
I'm on TikTok. I don't like it, but I'm a social media influencer, so just trying to keep up with the world. And I'm on YouTube. So, yeah.
But you haven't delved into the Gab or the...
in MeWe, but I don't like it.
Yeah.
I'm slowly backing up if I need to, but hopefully,
I
can stay.
It is an interesting time that we live in. So, So what? Now, before we leave, you're going to get into maybe some long guns? You think at some point in time?
I'll end up doing it all. I do whatever I decide. I just
so maybe an AR.
Yes.
Oh. So a custom build AR, maybe?
Whatever you think. I'm not a dabbler, like baptized.
Well, see, we've got to put our own stuff out there. Custom built firearms manufacturing is our label. So maybe we'll have to see if Greg can build you a gun. So,
all right.
But for those of you who are looking for an AR pistol, rifle, all the way up to an AR-10, we'll probably this year. Our plan is to actually get that out in 6.5 Creedmoor. We have it in 308 right now, but so Chamberlain 6.5. That's more of a long range gun, but No, even the AR9. I don't know if you got to have you shot the AR9 full auto yet over to shop?
Not at the shop. I've shot some big guns out in the country.
You got to take over here to shop. Have Greg take you out on the range and take the AR9. It's full auto.
Okay.
And so it's 33 round fun stick of 9mm. Okay, that goes in about 30 seconds.
Sounds fun.
So you have to lean into it a little bit because it'll push you back and up.
Yeah.
But we do have full auto Friday still here at the Bullet Hole. You can come in and it's $35 for rental plus ammo. I think the last time I checked, it's like $20 a box for 50 rounds of 9mm.
Mm-hmm.
So,
and you can get ammo if you're shooting here.
Yeah, it's true. Very true.
Very nice right now.
Yeah.
And ladies' night is on Wednesday nights.
The whole day.
Every Wednesday.
Yeah. If you're a member.
Free.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So there's pluses to being a member of the Bullet Hole.
Yeah, it's a family here.
It is.
It's awesome.
It is, and we're glad that you're part of it.
Glad I was adopted.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. So, if you're looking for Abby, check her out on the gram. Most likely, or on the Tiki Talkie or whatever. You can check that out too.
Stay off of it. Don't go there yet.
Abby K Life on the gram. And then check us out on several platforms, but mostly on Facebook and Instagram and YouTube, where you're probably watching this right now, if you're watching. So if you're listening, it's probably off Spotify. Most of our people are Spotify people. So, but until next time, we always want to reiterate, protect, compete, and learn right here at the Bullet Hole. And so join us next time on the Bullet Hole podcast. And you never know who we might have on. We are going to be going this month, I know, in the month of February, down to Nighthawk to actually do a podcast at Nighthawk.
Yeah.
So that's going to be
cool.
That's going to be cool.
Yeah.
So, till next time, y'all, stay safe, and we'll talk to you later.